Welcome back, Entertainment Daily lovers. On politics today, we are going over to Uganda. Join me. Hope you've caught up with the previous video we just did. We were in Cameroon with politics today. So catch up with that video and we have more conversations. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section, okay? Because this affects all of us as Africans. And even if you're not an African, you just need to lend your voice also. Let's hear your opinion. Let's hear your thoughts. Okay, so now let's go over to Uganda. Elections in the continent. Cameroon was preparing for their election. Yesterday was the election, so that is ongoing and we're following that story. Uganda is actually going on with their rallies and stuffs like that. Something I saw that is common with now that I noticed is the fact that the Museveni, the president of Uganda, who is actually contesting for the next forthcoming election, also mimicked what the 92 years old presidential candidate of Cameroon did, Paul Biya, which we know he can move. He's 92 years old. So they use like puppets, these puppets that they mount on trucks. And that's what he used for campaign. And we saw similar stuff of Museveni also. So I'm wondering, is Museveni also cannot move? I don't know why a lot of African leaders after all of them actually love to hold power and just hold it to themselves like it's a family business. Now, moving on, Bobbi Wine is also one of the Ugandan citizens that are actually contesting for the forthcoming election. And we know that Museveni, the president of Uganda, the present president of Uganda, had said Bobbi Wine should step down for him this time around, that when next time he will be the one to actually campaign and ask people to vote for Bobbi Wine, that Bobbi Wine is a good person. Bobbi Wine on his one of his a public statement, he had said that Museveni should step aside, that he would make sure that Museveni is protected and Museveni is okay. So Bobbi Wine is also not backing down. Bobbi Wine is going ahead with his campaign. We saw that one of the campaign he had was on a rainy day, and that did not stop Bobbi Wine from coming out to speak. And that also did not stop the supporters of Bobbi Wine from coming out to, stand under the rain with him. Some of them had umbrellas, and you could see the zeal, you could see the energy, and that's what we are talking about. I know that some people in Uganda are laughing, ha ha ha, Bobbi Wine, what? He's not going to win, he's not going to that. Him winning or not winning is not the case. The main thing is he has made a difference, okay? He has shown example. While your present president is busy using puppet like the president of Cameroon to go and represent and not able to come out to speak to you, Bobbi Wine is able to move around, and that is the energy, that is the focus, that is what we are talking about. We need youth, vibrant African youths that are blood are still boiling hot, okay? Mentally, they are still, well sharp and focused, and energy, physically, they are ready for the battle ahead. That is what Bobbi Wine is actually showing us. Now, of course, there are several other contestants, but the reason why I am talking more about Bobbi Wine and Museveni is because I see how it's going for the both of them. But if you want to know the lineups, we can actually do a separate video where I can give you the lineups of the contestants for the upcoming presidential election in Uganda. Now, that being said, this is going to be a two-part video. I just want to say shout out and kudos to Bobbi Wine. Keep it going. And every youth in Uganda, this is the time for you to show that you have the power, you have the means. Museveni has already ruled. I don't know how long has he ruled. You people drop it in the comment section. Is this his second time? I know that most African leaders will never rule once and leave. They will want to rule and rule and rule, like the one that has ruled for over 40-something years in Cameroon. That's the kind of things they like, to rule 8, 10, 12, 15 years, like the nation belongs to them and it's their family business, okay? So let's give the youth the chance to also lead. The old men have actually led different African countries for how many years now? Okay, for so many years. This is the time for the youth to take up the bull by the horn and do the right thing. So I hope that the youths of Uganda will vote and vote right, okay? Vote right. Let the opportunity be given to a younger person, okay, to also try. And even if you feel like Bobbi Wine is not your person, I want to believe that there are other candidates that might be your person other than the present person. I do not have any special, or should I say, we do not, as African youths, we do not have any special beef with this. Oh, we do, okay? Not that we don't have, but what we're trying to say is ruling power should not be in the hands of one leader alone. And when I say we, I wanted to say we do not have personal beef, but looking at it again, the way they've messed up our nations, the continent that is as rich as Africa is, and we still have our people running out from Africa, dying in the desert, dying in the sea, while the money these countries you're going to is our money that made them who they are. Without our money, without our resources and what we have, Europe, America, all of them will sink. So we should use it's time for us to focus and use our resources for ourselves and build our nation to where our nations are supposed to be. I'm talking about the continent in general. So Ugandan youth, this is the time for you to show yourself. This is not the time. I saw comments where some of you are laughing, ha ha ha, Bobbi Wine is just making, that is the problem, where you laugh and you think that everything is a joke, but the politicians do not think it's a joke. Museveni has been given his opportunity. I think right now opportunity should be given to someone else. So when it's time for your election, vote right. Like I said, we still have our eyes on Cameroon as the polling units are announcing their results. Now, the next phase of this is the interview I saw Museveni, the current president of Uganda, his sister, that I said is also a minister. This is why this is why I said they always make this thing a family business. He's the president, his sister is the minister, his brother will be minister, the other one will be this. Like, they will always put their own their own family members and their their friends and well-wishers and acquaintances, so they can command and siphon everything to themselves. Okay, they put people that would not question them when they are doing the wrong thing. Anyways, Museveni's sister was on an interview, and there was also someone else there. I want to believe a political person also that does not agree to the rulings of or the way that Museveni, the president of Uganda, is handling things. And the man was quite vocal. I think I got a screenshot. I'm going to include their photograph here. Museveni's sister was very defensive, in my opinion, raining insult. Yes, the man didn't want to back down, but you have to understand that if you're going to an interview like that, where you know that you're not going to be the only person, so it's be prepared, knowing that it will be my mic on, I wanted to check. It will be a debate, so you should be prepared as you go. But one thing we see with the politicians across Africa is the fact that they are never prepared. And it's not as if they are never prepared. When you don't have any truth in your mouth, when you have done a poor job, when you have stolen and siphoned funds, there is no way you can defend yourself when you're sitting right in front of people that are asking you the right questions. So African politicians would always come out to be defensive. And that's what I saw Museveni's sister doing, where the man was asking reasonable questions and she was just insulted. Are you going to be quiet? Are you going to talk? I'm going to walk out. They're always either walking out, feeling like you're disrespecting them, feeling like you're not letting them to talk. And when you keep quiet and allow them to talk, they still will not say anything that makes any form of sense. So let me know what you think about that interview also, and who are you going to be voting for? Bobbi Wine, Museveni, or any other candidate? Drop the names of the candidate talking about Uganda election that you are going to be voting for. I'm going to, like I said, we're going to follow the story, Uganda's election, Cameroon elections, and something is happening in Madagascar too. So we're going to get into that also. So much is happening in the continent. And so I want to really focus on the continent and what's going on. But of course, world news and other stuff are going to touch down. Donald Trump and his dramatic behavior, all of that will touch down. But right now I'm focusing more on our continent. Thank you so very much for watching. Follow us for more. Subscribe, like, share, and let's keep the conversation going. Ugandans, please do the right thing. Do the right thing. Support the right candidate. Let somebody else also have the opportunity to rule. Maybe that's where change will come. You never know. See you all on the next one.